Cool, is it working? Oh, hey Laura, good to see you. It's been a while. So back out on the streets, yeah, not after much break. Hopefully the live stream's working. Laura, if you can let me know if the audio and video is working, that'd be much appreciated. Just making sure everything's all... How's it? All perfect. Perfect. Awesome. So let's have a little pan around of what's going on. So we are in Bournemouth Town Centre and we are here for some Greyhound outreach. So there's a petition in the description, and this is to basically encourage the UK, well specifically England, to ban Greyhound racing. Cool. Laura, if you're still there, are you able to just check the video description, see if that petition link works, please? Trying to see if that works, but hey ho. Right, so yeah, Bournemouth Town Centre. Please do go to the petition in this video. And you know, this is a blood sport that is so outdated and we don't need to do it anymore. And we've got lots of people here in support. So we've got placards, we've got QR codes. The link to the petition is in this video description. We're also outreaching to the public. So hello to everyone that's just joined the stream. So yeah, Bournemouth Town Centre, we're trying to get Greyhound racing banned. No, shut up and get a life. So do you care about Greyhounds? If anyone cares about Greyhounds, if anyone's maybe even, you know, has got Greyhounds as companion animals, you know, perhaps if I put that in the background, you can see everyone there. So obviously Greyhounds are raced in the name of sport. So Greyhounds, in the same as horses, they are bred, they are kept in barren cages, and then they are forced to race across racecourses throughout the UK and throughout England. And unfortunately, these Greyhounds are subject to, you know, injuries in every race. Greyhounds die on the tracks. But you can't imagine this, but basically in Greyhound racing at the racetracks, they keep a freezer on site at the racetracks in case the horse dies. What other sports do you know has a freezer next to the racetrack in case someone dies? So we know this is a blood sport. We know that this is outdated. Other countries have banned it. There's only about 9 countries left in the world that actually still allow this to happen. And we're calling on England, we're calling on the government to ban Greyhound racing. If you go to the video description, there's a petition that you can sign. Please encourage you to sign that petition. We need to get the numbers up, we need to get it up. We've just hit the 10,000 mark, which means it will be, we get a response from government, but we need to get that number even higher. We need to get that up to 100,000 and get it fully debated. So we need to get that number up from about 12,700 at the moment. We need to get it up to 100,000. So every single one of you on this stream is going to go a long way to getting this petition to where we want it to be. So please, every single one of you, go to the video description and sign this petition. We really need you to do it. So Greyhound racing again, obviously, not only do they get injuries, 35,000 injuries in 6 years, 4,000 deaths at the same time. On average, a Greyhound dies every 3 days on a racetrack in England. But also, Greyhounds are fed cocaine to make them run faster, so they are drugged, they are doped, but also are bred, they are transported and kept in barren cages, kept in these horrible kennels. These are not like the dogs that you would have at home. So please, we're asking you to sign this petition and help our cause. Yeah, thanks for all the supportive comments. Laura says the link is dead. Okay. I wonder if I can change that link. Have you tried copying and pasting the link into the browser at all? I wonder if I can... Yeah, Laura, if you could let me know if you could copy and paste that link into the browser, that would be much appreciated if you can. I don't know how you edit. No, I don't know how you can edit the channel otherwise. Definitely not clickable. Yeah, I think sometimes when you put links in descriptions, it doesn't work. But yeah, if you copy and paste that link, Laura, into the browser, hopefully that works. But if not, just go into Google and type "ban Greyhound racing England," and it should come up as the official government petition. So you can see it's an official petition. Yeah, if you just Google it, you can basically see it. So yeah, we've got lots of people around, obviously outreaching, we've got placards. So yeah, I'll just wait, Laura, if you're able to just update whenever you get the chance, that'll be much appreciated. Thanks for being on. And yeah, if anyone could double tap the screen and like this live, it will get shown to more and more people. So just double tap the screen, hit that like button, and this video will get shown to more and more people. And if you haven't already, please do subscribe, and you can see lots more live stream outreach and things from me. So if you were tuned in this morning, I was outside a slaughterhouse and basically bearing witness to lambs going to slaughter. So yeah, so this specific live stream is outreach to try and get greyhound racing banned in England. So you can have a shout out if, oh, it does go, thanks Laura. So yeah, if you go to the video description, copy and paste the petition link into your browser, you can sign the petition. And if you want, you can just type into Google, "ban Greyhound racing England," and it will take you straight to that petition. So please, every single one, there's 80 people in this chat, we want to see that number get right up. 80 people straight away, right now, could be signing that petition. You know, everyone outreaching here to the public is also getting people scanning the QR codes here in person. So we need, honestly, as many people as possible. We've got to get this petition up. Yeah, so from sheep to greyhounds, yes, if anyone was on earlier, you know, I speak up as an animal rights activist on a variety of animal rights issues across the country, across the world. But specifically right now, we're talking about greyhound racing. Greyhound racing needs to be banned. 35,000 injuries to greyhounds in 6 years, 4,000 deaths. On average, a dog dies every 3 days in England due to this racing industry. This is not sport. This is a blood sport. This is blood money, and most of the tracks are now becoming empty as well in the country. You know, this isn't anything to do with, you know, local communities, local groups. A lot of this is actually from people betting from other countries. We're one of like 9 remaining countries that actually have greyhound racing that is legalized. So the fact that we are so far behind in the UK. So Scotland have recently announced that they're going to be phasing out and banning greyhound racing, and Wales have pledged to do the same. So we're calling on England to basically to get up to grips with, it's 2025, this is an archaic sport that we don't need to do anymore. We need to ban it. So please go to the video description, copy and paste the petition link into your browser, or just go to Google, "ban Greyhound racing England," and you can go to that petition and sign it. And I please urge every single one of you in this live stream to go and do that right now. Please do. We will see those numbers grow. We need that numbers to grow as much as possible to get it fully in Parliament, and that is the ultimate aim, because the more people that stand up for an issue, the more people that actually get noticed in government and get these issues actually passed. So I'm going to put a quick poll in the chat and just see what the consensus of the room is like. Should greyhound racing be banned? So I've started a poll, and it'd be great to just get yours on that poll. So someone's put, "Let's ban horse racing" then. Absolutely, absolutely, yeah, let's ban them both. We should ban any sport that uses animals for entertainment. We should ban any sport that is essentially blood money, whether it's dogs or whether it's horses. They die on race courses, they die on racetracks. They're bred to be trained and raced as fast as possible at a very, very young age. So any form of entertainment, you know, it even extends to things like hunting. We want the whole lot banned. We should stop using animals for entertainment. So 15 votes in at the moment. If anyone else wants to vote, it's almost split. It's nearly a 50-50 split actually, which is very interesting. A nation of animal lovers, a nation known as dog lovers. And if you're a dog lover, can you seriously, Jesus, charming, someone just burped in my ear, lovely. A nation of dog lovers, would you be sending your dogs into a freezer on the side of a racetrack? So there is a slight majority that should be banned. So if you're one of the no's, please post your reason in the comments of why you think it shouldn't be banned. Why do you think it should be legal? And for those that have voted yes, 58% of you that have voted yes, please do go to that petition. And if you think it should be banned, do something about it. All you have to do is just sign a petition. It's as easy as that. The link is in the video description. You can go and sign that petition right now, add your name, add another number to it. There's 95 people in this chat. We can get that petition up by 95 people right now if you just sign that petition. Exactly, yes, Utop. So dogs are exploited, exactly this. Please, what happens to these dogs? So unfortunately, what happens to these dogs is firstly, they can die on racetracks, they get injuries on racetracks, they twist their stomachs, they break their legs. They have a freezer on the side of the racetracks for the dogs that die. 35,000 injuries in 6 years, 4,000 deaths. A dog dies every 3 days on racetracks in England. Right. I'm going to close the poll. So it's almost, a slight majority, 56% saying yes. So for those that did say no, please put your reason in the chat because, as I said, as a nation of dog lovers, are you really loving dogs if you're sending them to be killed? You're sending them into a freezer on the side of a racetrack? Thank you, I did the thing you told me to do. Oh, brilliant. So did you go and sign the petition? That's amazing if you have. 100 people in the room now. Let's all go to that petition in the video description. You can copy and if it doesn't click in the description, just copy and paste it into your browser. Or you can type into Google ban Greyhound racing England and it'll be it's an official government petition. All you have to do is add your name to it. So someone's put still dog racing in New Zealand. There's 9 countries, I believe, that are still legal and licensed to do greyhound racing. Scotland have recently, I believe, has banned it and Wales have pledged to do the same. So it's time for England to wake up and not be, the last country left doing this. England have got to ban it. As I said again, so, these dogs are actually doped, they are drugged, they're often given cocaine to make them run faster. That is so unethical, it's exploiting these dogs. In other sports, it's not permitted, it's not allowed, you don't allow doping in, the Olympics. So why on earth is it still happening in the dog and racing industry? You're giving dogs cocaine. And also, again, with these dogs these are not like your pet dogs at home that are allowed to go run around a racetrack. These are dogs that are specifically bred to be racing dogs, essentially. They are bred in, horrible conditions, and we know they're horrible conditions because we've seen footage of this. They're left in barren conditions, and they're often transported. They could be, for example, bred in Ireland and sent right down to the south of England, down to Brighton. Hove Racetrack, for example. So not only is this, a welfare condition of how the animals are kept, but this is a total exploitation of these dogs from the first moment they're born, the way they're bred, when they're raced at a young age, they're trained to race until they die. And we've actually got greyhounds with us here. We've got some rescue sight hounds with us. We've got Action for Sight Hounds and Animal Aid here. And these dogs would have been rescued from this industry, the lucky ones that get to live. Because the other dogs are not so lucky, unfortunately. The other dogs are not so lucky. Freezer on the side of a racetrack. And that is because primarily it's funded by the people betting and gambling on it. So the first call to action is here. Stop putting your money towards it for greyhounds and for horse racing and any form of animals in entertainment. But the main plea of this action that we're here for today is to go to this video description and sign the petition to ban greyhound racing. Go to the video description, you can copy and paste the link into your browser. And also you can just type into Google, ban Greyhound racing England, and you can go and sign that petition, add your name to it. If you genuinely are a dog lover, if you genuinely care about animals, then go and sign this petition. Greyhound racing needs to be abolished. We all know it needs to be abolished. So again, happy to respond to any comments that are coming through on the chat. So someone put, my mate used to work at a rescue place for greyhounds. Unreal what they go through. Yeah, it's absolutely horrendous. I don't know if you've got any, stories or anything you'd like to mention, but yeah, these dogs go through hell for the majority of their lives, from when they're born to ultimately when they often die on the racetracks. Is Ariel from The Little Mermaid in the area? I think so. Just behind all these activists speaking up for greyhounds, we have The Little Mermaid. Brilliant, thanks so much, Chris. And 129 people in the room right now, you can all be like Chris and sign that petition. Go to Google and Google ban greyhound racing. But also the link is in this video description. Hit the 3 dots at the top of the screen, copy and paste the petition link into your browser, and sign that petition. Get that name added to the list. We need this number all the way up to 100,000 to get it debated in Parliament. We've already hit 10,000, so we will get a response. We want a proper debate. The way that Scotland have done it, they're going to get it banned. The way that Wales have put forward that they're going to get it banned. We need England to live up to the rest of the standards of the world. Only 9 countries are left legalised and licensed to do greyhound racing. We have to speak up, and we have to speak up for these poor dogs. These are not the same dogs that you will keep in your homes, because these dogs are bred into existence purely for racing. They're kept in barren conditions, and they are forced to race until ultimately they die, often on these racetracks. 4,000 deaths and 35,000 injuries in 6 years. Last year alone, a dog died every 3 days on a racetrack. What other sport do you know keeps a freezer on the side of a racetrack for someone in case they die? I'll say that again, 35,000 injuries in the last 6 years, 4,000 deaths. 1 dog dies every 3 days on average on a racetrack in England. These dogs are bred into existence purely for racing, purely for profit, purely to support the gambling industry and this blood sport. And these dogs are fed cocaine, they're fed their other drugs, performance-enhancing drugs. They're known as doping. In any other industries, this would not be acceptable, this would not be allowed. It's not allowed for humans in the Olympics. Why on earth is this still happening to dogs? If this would happen to your pet dog, how would you feel about that, and your companion animals? These dogs want to live out their lives in peace, just like any other dog that you may have at home and your companion animals. So please all go to that video description in this live stream and go and sign that petition. Hey, the Vegan Anthem, thanks for being in the chat as well. Appreciate you being here. So, as per the poll earlier, there was a slight majority in those that believe that greyhound racing should be banned. And if you are one of them, then please go and sign that petition, because if you believe greyhound racing should be banned, you can't just wait for someone else to do something for you. You can't wait for something to happen. You have to be the one to support the cause. You have to be the one to go to the website and sign the petition. And for those of you that don't believe greyhound racing shouldn't be banned, please put in the comments. Someone put, you're in Bournemouth. Yep, so we're in Bournemouth Town Centre. So we've got an outreach going on at the moment. We've got people with placards. They're sort of outreaching to people in the public. We've got having conversations. We've got a couple of greyhounds over here as well. And we've got a team up between Animal Aid and Action for Sight Hounds. And yeah, they've got lots of materials and resources that they're basically giving to members of the public. So someone put, same with horses, they are built to do it. Yeah, exactly. They are bred into existence purely for racing. They will break their necks, they will twist their stomachs, and they will ultimately end up dying on racetracks. It's the same issue for greyhound racing that it is for horse racing. It's propped up by the betting industry and the gambling industry. It doesn't need to happen. These are blood sports. Someone's put, sorry, I just joined, what is this about? So we are here in Bournemouth Town Centre asking the public to sign our petition. The petition is in this video description. We're asking the public to sign the petition and end greyhound racing. Someone said, Alex, find a real job. Well, do you know that you can actually have a job and speak up for animals? Just like you can have a job and do whatever else you might have a passion for. We have to speak up for these exploited animals, for food, for entertainment, for clothing, whatever it might be. We have to stand up for the animals. And as I think the vegan anthem mentioned earlier, like this is an anti-slavery movement as well. Like the greyhound racing is a part of a slave movement. You know, you're keeping these dogs as your slaves to run around a track for you, to get you some money and to get you some entertainment. How sick is that? And someone's put, are you vegan? 100% I'm vegan. I am fully aligned with my values. I'm an animal rights activist, I'm a vegan, and I'm here speaking up on behalf of a variety of issues that happens to animals. So this morning I was outside a slaughterhouse, bearing witness to the sheep going to slaughter. And now I'm in Bournemouth Town Centre speaking up on behalf of greyhounds, asking the public all around here, and obviously you on the live stream, asking the public to sign our petition. Sign the petition to get greyhound racing banned. So yeah, I think 118 people in the room now. Please do go pay until all are free. Thanks for joining. Yeah, please go to this video description and sign the petition. You know, we need these numbers up. We've got to get to 100,000. We need every single one of you, just like we need every single person walking past in the public scanning our QR codes on these placards. We need every single one of you to sign this petition. Greyhound racing must be banned. It must be abolished. This is a sport, this is a blood sport that is built on exploitation of these greyhounds. So I'm going to put a poll in the chat and just see how many of you have already signed the petition. Have you signed the petition? Cool. So the poll is live. Please just vote if you have signed the petition or not. So someone said, what's up with greyhound racing? So the issue with greyhound racing, as I've mentioned earlier, 35,000 injuries on racetracks in the last 6 years, 4,000 deaths. A dog dies on average every 1 in 3 days in England. These dogs are basically bred into existence, kept in barren conditions, transported all over the country purely to race on racetracks. During these racetracks, obviously when the races happen, these dogs are forced to run at the quickest of their speeds. They often end up with injuries, broken legs, twisted stomachs. The most, horrifying thing about this as well is that they keep freezers on the side of racetracks. Sign our petition. So they keep freezers on the sides of racetracks purely for the dogs that basically are killed, that die during the races or get injuries where they're not recoverable. What other sport do you know keeps a freezer on the side of a racetrack? Someone's put legs broken and then dumped. Yeah, exactly. Legs broken, twisted stomachs, whatever the injuries might be, they are then just discarded. They're seen as a waste product to the industry. So there's a lot of people saying, no, please, come on, sign that petition if you haven't already. We want to see that yes number far, far higher as a percentage. You need to see that number far, far higher. Someone's put, oh, it's Bournemouth. Yeah, Bournemouth Town Centre. If you're in the town centre, please do come along, come and have a chat with anyone around here. We've obviously got some greyhounds with us today to rescue greyhounds from the industry. Someone said, we are going to be here a while if we're talking about cruelty around these sports. Yeah, exactly. I mean, we'll be here for a while talking about cruelty to these sports, specifically, obviously, focusing on greyhound racing. Thanks, Vegan Skirmish, for signing the petition. That's absolutely brilliant. So we've got to see that number really rise in the petition. Hundreds of people that are joining this live stream. I want to see every single person signing that petition. And even if you're on the fence about it, even if you think, well, I don't know if it should or shouldn't be banned, just go and do it. Just go and sign it, because at the end of the day, you're not the dogs that are being killed on these racetracks. For them, be compassionate and sign the petition. For them, you can do the right thing. Hit the 3 dots and copy and paste the petition link in the browser and sign the petition. Or you can go to Google and type in ban greyhound racing England. It's the official government petition as well. We need to stop exploiting these animals for sport. We need to stop paying money to these blood sport industries, propped up with the gambling industry. We've had reports like most of these tracks are actually empty at the moment. You know, these greyhounds are racing and the stands are empty because no one actually wants to go and look at it. People basically will support these industries from other countries that are betting on our country, on the dogs being killed in our country. Yet it's because it's legal in this country. There's only 9 countries happening. Some said these dogs are not fighting. They might not be fighting, but they're fighting for their lives. These dogs are fighting for freedom. They're fighting from, you know, being trapped and enslaved by their owners. Someone put, I agree, the unwanted ones are treated like trash. 100%, they are. They are just seen as, they are discarded. If they're no longer profitable, if they can't run anymore, they're seen as discarded and, you know, basically waste product to the industry. Someone put, is that Bournemouth? Yeah, Bournemouth Town Centre. Bournemouth Town Centre. Yeah, so we're doing some outreach with people with placards, getting people to sign the petition, the same petition link that is in the video description to this live stream. So someone says, so live in a country that's not a piece of shit. Well, unfortunately, like it's wherever I live, wherever you live, at the moment, this is still happening because this country allows it. We have to get England, the government, to ban this industry. So if you're a dog lover, as the nation claims to be, then you've got to sign this petition. Stand up for these dogs that are being horrendously exploited. And I'll keep going through the facts again. 35,000 injuries on racetracks in 6 years. 4,000 deaths of these greyhound dogs in 6 years. On average, last year alone, a dog died every 3 days in the UK, in England specifically. One dog died every 3 days in England. These dogs are bred to be race dogs, basically. They're bred to fuel this blood sport and fuel the gambling industry. You know, even if dogs are, for example, bred in Ireland, transported to the UK, transported down to race at Hove Racetrack in the south of the UK, they're kept in barren conditions. They are kept in horrendous conditions. And again, we know this. There's been investigations, and we know this from the industry, exactly what happens to these dogs. And we've got some lucky rescue dogs with us today that are the survivors of this industry. But the fact they keep freezers on the side of racetracks in case a dog dies is absolutely horrific. Thank you to the person who's also just signed the petition. Good luck, bro, opening the blind's eyes. Absolutely, thank you so much. And for everyone else on this live stream, please go to the video description, copy and paste that petition link into your browser and sign the petition. It's as easy as that. Or Google ban Greyhound racing England. It really is as simple as that. That's all you have to do. Just sign the petition, add your voice and speak up because thousands of dogs are dying. And if you claim to be an animal lover, if you claim to be a dog lover, then sign the petition. From wherever you are, you can sign this petition and help the cause. And you know, the more and more people that do it, we've got to get this number up to 100,000 to get it debated in Parliament. We've already hit 10,000. We know we're going to get a government response, but we've got to get it up to 100,000 people to get it properly debated in the way it deserves to be. And we know that Scotland have already pledged to ban it, and we know that Wales is next. England are one of 9 remaining countries that still have this legalised. We cannot be the last country left doing this archaic and barbaric sport, blood sport. 35,000 injuries on racetracks in 6 years. 35,000 injuries to dogs. And 4,000 deaths. 4,000 deaths in racecourses, racetracks for these greyhounds. So on average, last year alone, 1 dog died every 3 days. They keep a freezer on the side of a racetrack in case a dog dies. What other sport do you know keeps a freezer on the side of a racetrack in case someone dies? These dogs are doped, they're fed with drugs, they're often given cocaine to make them run faster. The dogs are bred into existence purely to race. They're kept in barren conditions, transported all over the country. And this fuels the betting and gambling industry. This is propped up by the gambling industry. You're fueling, you know, regular gamblers. We know this because in the racetracks, the stands are often empty, but this is fueled by people in this country, but often horses on the dogs, the greyhounds that are raced in this country alone. So we know that this has to change. We're one of the last 9 countries in the world to still have this legalised. So please all go and sign that petition. If you claim to be a dog lover, go and sign that petition. Hit the 3 dots in the description, go to the video description, and copy and paste the petition link into your browser and sign the petition. Or you can simply Google ban Greyhound racing England, and you'll see it, the first one come up. It's the official government petition. It's time that greyhound racing is finally banned, and you can stand up for the animals that you claim to love. We claim to be a nation of dog lovers, so we have to stand up for these, these animals that are being exploited from birth to death in the name of money and in the name of a blood sport. So for anyone that's recently joined, we're in Bournemouth Town Centre. We've got an outreach activism event happening. We've got people holding placards. We've got Animal Aid here. We've got people with rescue sight hounds as well with us. And we're asking the public to help us sign our petition, because we can't just wait and assume that things are going to happen. We can't wait around for someone else to solve problems. We can't, hope that, greyhound racing will be bad if you don't take action. We need every single one of you on this stream to go and sign that petition. Yeah, and thanks, hi Mel and Steve, thanks for joining the chat, and all the other vegans here, this is it, they're living in alignment with their values. They claim to be dog lovers and they're trying to protect dogs, but they also claim to be animal lovers and they're protecting all forms of animals. And that's the principle of veganism, is that you're there to not exploit animals, whether it's for food or whether it's for blood sports like greyhound racing. Someone said, do you think horse racing should be top two? I mean, absolutely, yes, it should be stopped. Horse racing and greyhound racing are so very similar in the way that they are basically exploiting and killing animals in the name of sport. Horse racing, we know that horses die on tracks every single year. When they fall, they're forced to jump fences, they break their legs, they break their necks. But in the greyhound industry, one dog dies every 3 days in this country, in England. One dog dies every 3 days. 35,000 injuries to dogs in 6 years and 4,000 deaths. And as I keep mentioning, they keep a freezer on the side of a racetrack in case a dog dies in the event. These dogs are forced to run at the fastest they can run. They will break their legs on the tracks, they twist their stomachs, and then they're just seen as discarded. They're seen as a waste product to the industry. Because again, these industries are fueled by profit, they're fueled by money. So if these dogs aren't going to earn the money anymore, they'll replace them, they'll breed more, and they'll just take the quicker dogs, they'll take the better ones, the more ones that are going to run faster and race quicker. They're just seen as a commodity, they're seen as a waste product. So we have to all stand up and we have to all sign that petition to get greyhound racing banned in England. We're one of the last 9 countries in the world to still have this barbaric sport. Go to the video description and copy and paste that petition link into your browser, or you can Google ban greyhound racing England and get it banned. So whilst you're on the live stream, please do double tap the screen and like this stream. It really helps and shows this video to more and more people. All you have to do is double tap the screen. And if you haven't already, please do subscribe to this channel. I do a lot of animal rights activism. Just a couple of hours ago, I was stood outside a slaughterhouse, basically documenting all the sheep and lambs going in to be slaughtered. But right now, Bournemouth Town Centre, speaking up on behalf of the species of greyhounds. A legalised sport in this country and one of only 9 other countries in the world. Someone's put, stop gambling, stop horse and dog racing. Absolutely, we should stop fueling these industries with our money. It's not just the people that turn up and sort of sit in the stadiums watching. This is primarily fueled by people sat at home on their laptops and on their phones. Not even in this country. This is often in Asia. People are betting and gambling on the dogs that die in this country. So we're allowing people in other countries to essentially be the ones to be responsible to killing the dogs in England, to be bred into existence, purely to be raced, injured, and then killed and discarded. So, I haven't been reading many comments, but happy to respond to any comments as and when they come through. And again, this is an issue of animal exploitation. We need to ban greyhound racing. 35,000 injuries in the last 6 years, 4,000 deaths. One dog died every 3 tracks in England alone. Please go to the video description and sign the petition. Copy and paste it into your browser or Google ban greyhound racing England. And please do double tap the screen and like this video and it will get shown to more and more people. And yeah, it's going back to horse racing, and again, it's very similar. Both greyhounds and horses, they are bred into existence. They, are trained to race as fast as possible. They're trained to jump fences in the case of horse racing. both species here end up with broken legs, twisted stomachs, broken necks, and then discarded. As I keep saying, they keep freezers on the side of these racetracks in the event that a greyhound is basically killed, in the event that the greyhound is injured and then discarded because of this industry, because of the racing industry. So someone's put, dogs like to hunt, the races, just chasing it, it's instinctual, they live for it. The problem is, no, they don't live for it, they die for it. These greyhounds die at a fraction of their lives. We know how old dogs can live for, you know, well over 10 years old these dogs can live for, but often they die at a fraction of their lives because they're raced where they break their legs, they twist their stomachs, and ultimately are killed. And also bear in mind, these dogs are drugged. They're often given cocaine and other doping to make them run faster. It's a barbaric sport, and we know we don't need to do it any longer. And that's why many of us are here, all to speak up for these, you know, the beloved animals that we love in this country. You know, in England, we're known as a nation of dog lovers. Can you really be someone who loves dogs but still support the industries that actually kill them on racetracks? And if you truly are an animal lover, a dog lover, please sign the petition. Go to the video description and sign the petition. Live in alignment with your values. So someone's put, so the racing doesn't hurt them, the owner's treatment that does the damage. I mean, so both happens here. So, you know, the way they're kept and treated, they're kept in barren conditions. You know, these are often kept in kennels, not like a pet or a companion animal that you have at home, you know, on your sofa. These are kept in kennels, they're kept in barren conditions, and they're forced to race as many times as they seem profitable. And as soon as they're not profitable, they are discarded and seen as a waste product to the industry, and then they'll breed more into existence. You know, they'll breed them from Ireland and get them transported over, and then they'll basically use the dogs and keep using them because that's what fuels the profit, that's what brings the money in, that's what supports the gambling industry that brings in the money that props up the dogs that are being killed. The people that are gambling from other countries, but they're doing it in this country because this is one of 9 countries that have it legalized. So please go to the video description, copy and paste the petition link into your browser and sign that petition. If you really care about dogs, then you'd sign this petition. So someone says, what happens to all the brackets very well looked after animals once the racing is banned? So, you know, luckily we have people that are willing to take rescue greyhounds in. We've got a couple of sight hounds, I'm not sure where they are at the moment, they're roaming around. We have a few people that do obviously take rescue dogs in. So, you know, we can get it banned right now, we can get a ban on it, and people will be able to take these remaining greyhounds into their homes, into the kennels if we have to. But the fact is that they will then get to live out their lives. You know, greyhounds should be able to live to a long age, to an old age, and die of natural causes, not die because of broken legs, twisted stomachs, and other injuries incurred on racetracks. So we are in Bournemouth in the UK at the moment. We're in Bournemouth Town Centre. We've got an outreach event going on on behalf of Animal Aid and Action for sight hounds. So we've got people with placards where people are engaging with the public, and they're basically trying to speak to them to get them to sign the petition and educate them on the barbaric sport which is greyhound racing. So someone's put, yeah, ban dog racing, take down Doncaster. So yeah, please do, if you're against greyhound racing, please do go to the video description and sign the petition. You can also just go to Google and put ban greyhound racing England into Google, and it's the official government petition that you can sign. So yeah, a nation of dog lovers, you can stop this barbaric things happening to these dogs. You can stop these greyhounds being killed on racetracks if you just sign the petition. You can have the power to stop this. You as individuals have the power to stop this. So, and double tap the screen, like this video, and it will get shown to more and more people. Double tap the screen. Someone's put ban it, the Romford one is still going. Yeah, I mean, there's lots of also local groups that are happening as well. They're going to do actions actually outside the racetracks. And yeah, so for example, there's one in Hove that have activists that go and do some outreach actually at the tracks there. And yeah, so we'll keep asking as many people to get these I guess petitions signed, but also actions at the events and getting the local pressure on as well. So we know that Scotland have already put in a pledge to ban greyhound racing, and we know that Wales do the same thing. Someone put the local greyhound track was closed down. Yeah, so the one in, I think it was Poole, so obviously this is Bournemouth. Poole is just the next town along, and Poole greyhound track was recently closed. So, some like Hove, they're really big racetracks, they need to go. We need to stop having racetracks that have freezers on standby in case a dog gets injured and dies on the tracks. Thanks for everyone that's responding to any comments and responding to other people's comments in the comments section. There's quite a lot of comments coming through, but I'll try and pick up as many as I can. Someone said, "Barbaric, are you serious, mate?" I mean, yeah, it is absolutely horrendous what happens to these dogs. And if you were to put yourself in their position, like you're bred into existence, you're kept in these barren conditions into these kennels, you're then forced to race and race and race till, not only you're exhausted, but race till you're injured, race till you're no longer profitable. As you're racing, basically, when you're running, to these dogs unfortunately incur injuries. They break their legs, they get fractures, they twist their stomachs when they fall, when they slip, and all of these injuries happen because people are paying money to prop up these industries. It wouldn't happen if people stopped paying money towards it, but a lot of it is responsible from the gambling industry. Gambling that happens in other countries are betting on the dogs that die in this country. It's just absolutely crazy that this is actually still legal, and England are one of the last 9 remaining countries that have it legalised in England. England is one of the last 9 in the world that still have it legalised. Someone put, treating animals kindly is good. Absolutely, we should all treat animals with kindness. We should all treat animals with. What is not respectful is breeding these dogs to race as fast as they can and give them cocaine and other drugs and doping substances to make them run as fast as they can, to break their legs, twist their stomachs, and end up in a freezer on the side of a racetrack. That's not respectful. And anyone that tries to almost say, "Oh, no, like this person, treated like kings," they are not treated like kings. They are absolutely not, because if they were, would you swap places with them? That's the question. Would you swap places with one of these racing greyhounds? Because if you do, you'll be subject to having your legs broken, your neck broken, your twisted stomach, and end up in a freezer on the side of a racetrack. You can look this up as well. The GBGB, it's a Great British Greyhound Board, which is basically a self-regulating industry. They put this on their website. This is the industry that regulate this, are putting out these facts. This is where we've got statistics from and other investigative sources. So you can go and look at the Greyhound Board, you can go and look at the regulations, and you can see for yourself how many people, how many greyhounds get injured, how many die, the conditions they're kept in. Go and Google, go and research all this stuff. There's loads of stuff. If you go to Animal Aid's website, there's a whole campaign about greyhounds. So you can learn lots on that about the facts, and they are all referenced and sourced as well. So if you go to Animal Aid's website, go to the greyhound racing page, and you can learn all what happens to greyhounds in this industry. So how's it going in the comments section? Let's put another poll up and see if everyone has signed the petition now, shall we? Have you signed the petition? Cool. Right, hopefully this number will be far higher this time. Hopefully everyone has signed the petition. If you haven't, you can do it right now. Go to the 3 dots in the top of the screen and go to the video description, and in the description there is ban greyhound racing petition. You can copy, if it doesn't click, you can just copy and paste the link in the description, copy and paste it into your browser, and you can sign the petition there. Or you can just go to Google and type in ban greyhound racing England. Greyhound Racing England, and you can sign that petition. As I said earlier, we need to get that number up to 100,000 to get it properly debated in Parliament. We've hit 10,000, which means we will get a parliamentary government response, but we want full debate that is owed, to follow the steps that Scotland has taken, to follow the steps that Wales have taken, and to get greyhound racing banned for good. So yeah, there's a lot more yeses now on this poll than the last poll, which is brilliant. See that number go up. I want to see the yeses almost at 100% by the end of this stream. So please, if you haven't already, go to the video description and sign the petition, or just go to Google. It's the official government petition. It's the official one from gov.uk. Ban Greyhound Racing England. So I'll just close that. Yeah, just close that now. So we live in a democracy. If you care so much, run for council or MP with your values, see how far you get. So we're actually working with a lot of MPs and local councillors on this issue. You know, MPs are going to be speaking up in Parliament and have done already. Councillors will also be doing the same, speaking up as much as they can with the voices that they have. So yeah, we know that most MPs as well are on our side. Most MPs also want to see a ban to greyhound racing. So we've got the MPs on our side, but we need it debated in Parliament. To do that, we have to get this petition signatures up. We have to get the numbers up. So yeah, happy to respond to some comments in the chat. I just realised I'm not actually at the bottom. I'm scrolled sort of middle way through at the moment. So yeah, once again, for anyone that's recently joined the stream, so in Bournemouth Town Centre, so we are doing a greyhound outreach. So we've got people here with placards, people with sort of leaflets giving out to members of the public, and they're asking people to sign the petition. And on the posters, on the placards, they've got a QR code, and on that QR code, they've basically got links to the petition, which is the same petition that's in the link in this live stream. So, again, go through the facts, why we're here. Obviously, greyhound racing is still legal in this country. It's one of the last 9 remaining countries in the UK, in the world rather, one of the last 9 countries that actually have legalised racing of greyhounds. There's some sight hounds that were rescued behind me as well. So we are one of the last remaining countries to have it legalised. It is time for it to be banned. Greyhound racing is cruel, it is exploitative, and we should not use animals for our entertainment. 35,000 injuries in 6 years happened to these greyhounds. 4,000 deaths as well, 4,000 deaths. And if we take just last year alone, one dog died every 3 days. One dog died every 3 days, and that is just in this country. And if you don't believe that, you know, a dog should die every 3 days under the name of racing, please go to the video description and sign that petition. If you don't believe that greyhound racing should exist, go to the video description and sign that petition. As said, these dogs are bred, they are kept in horrendous conditions, they're kept in barren conditions, and you can look all this up, you can look on research of the reality of what happens to greyhounds. If you go to Animal Aid's website, they've got a whole campaign section dedicated to the reality and the facts and the reality of what happens to greyhounds. So go to Animal Aid's website and you can see exactly what happens to these greyhounds. So they're bred into existence purely for sport, a blood sport, purely for racing. And the fact that we know that we don't have to do this, you know, many other countries have got this banned. We know that Scotland have banned it or pledged to ban it, and same with Wales. Those bans will be coming through. England has to be next. England has to be the next country because it has gone on for far too long as it is. And these poor dogs that are then forced to race after being kept in barren conditions are forced to race whilst their legs get broken, their stomachs get twisted out on the race course. And unfortunately, they end up basically being killed, they're discarded, they're seen as a waste product. They keep a freezer on the side of a racetrack just in case a dog dies on the track. What other sport do you know keeps a freezer on the side of a racetrack just in case an animal gets killed? So I'll be interested to know, the people on this stream, did you know any of these I just mentioned? The fact that 35,000 dog injuries in the last 6 years, 4,000 deaths, one dog died days last year alone, and the fact they keep a freezer on the side of a racetrack. They're given cocaine and doped with other substances to make them run faster. Did you know all this? Someone put no. My uncle owns 4 greyhounds. I love dogs. Yeah, so, you know, we're a nation of animal lovers. In theory, you know, that's what people kind of know England for, you know, a nation of dog lovers. But the fact that one dog dies every 3 days in this country because of greyhound racing is absolutely barbaric that this still exists. And that's fueled by people paying for the industry, going to support these events, but also fueled by the betting and gambling industry. People in other countries are betting on the greyhounds that are racing in this country. Exactly, banned dog races. So all of those people that are in support that didn't know about it, then we need to all go to the video description in this live stream and go and sign that petition. Sign the petition to get greyhound racing banned in England. Or go to Google and Google ban greyhound racing. Go to Google and ban greyhound racing England. It's the official government petition, and you can go and sign that petition right now. 35,000 injuries in 6 years, 4,000 deaths. One dog died every 3 days in England alone. Someone put, thank you for this, I had no idea how bad it is. Yeah, and that's the whole reason that we're here. We're here to educate, you know, the public, the people going past, but we're also here to educate, you know, people on the live stream. But that's the whole point that we're here. We're here to give that education and get people to take action. We're getting people to, you know, if you're a dog lover, to go and sign that petition to try and get these dogs, the dog racing industry banned. And to ultimately save these dogs, get them rehomed. We've got some greyhounds with us, some sight hounds that have been rescued from this industry. So we know that we can rehome them, we know that we can rescue them. It's time that we actually stand up for what we believe in. So yeah, YouTube said, what about horse racing? They die. Yeah, exactly. So greyhound racing and horse racing, they are very similar in the way that they both exploit and kill animals in the name of sport. This is a blood sport. Same thing for horses. They are bred and forced to run at a very, very young age. They're forced to jump fences where ultimately they break their legs, they break their necks, and end up in a slaughterhouse. There's a slaughterhouse in Wiltshire that is a licensed slaughterhouse to slaughter horses. These horses that are slaughtered for human consumption, that are then actually given, exported to other countries for human consumption. But this is often a result of the horse racing industries. And if you've ever seen some of the races like the Grand National or Cheltenham, we know that on those racetracks, if there's a severe injury, they will basically cover it up with a big like black tarpaulin, and they will kill the animal on the track or behind the track. So yeah, absolutely, horse racing should also be banned. But obviously the there's a bit of music going. The action that we've got ongoing at the moment is obviously it's a greyhound action. It's a coalition join-up event between Animal Aid and Action for Sight Hounds, and we're asking the public to all sign the petitions. We're doing education on just this specific matter of greyhound racing, but completely agree in that, you know, there's so many exploitative industries, whether it's food, whether it's clothing, whether it's for animal testing and entertainment. There's so much out there that exploits animals, but at the moment, we're just focusing on this very specific issue of greyhound racing, where we have a very specific solution that is so easy for every single one of you on this live stream to get involved. It's very, very easy for you to get involved. All you have to do is go to the 3 dots, hit video description, find this live stream video description, and copy and paste the petition into your browser, and you can sign that petition and add your name to it. Or just go to Google and Google ban greyhound racing England. Ban greyhound racing England. And you can sign that petition. It's the official government petition, and you can go and sign that petition right now. If you love dogs, then surely you have to support this cause. And this isn't a benefit to me, this isn't a benefit to us, this is a benefit to the dogs. These dogs here, these are the victims. These 2 dogs here are the lucky ones that have been rehomed. These are the lucky ones that have been rehomed and are now carefully looked after, and they will live out their lives for as long as possible. But the other dogs that look like this are not as lucky. These other dogs are bred into existence, kept in barren conditions, and forced to run and compete on racetracks, which end up ultimate legs, twisting their stomachs, and unfortunately they end up being discarded and seen as a waste product. So you can take action, and you can go and sign that petition. And also tap the screen, you can like this video, please do like this video, and this will get shown to so many more people. YouTube's algorithm will pump this out to more people. We need as many people signing this petition. So please go and do that. And if you haven't already, please do subscribe to my channel, Alex Activism. I do a lot of animal rights advocacy and live streams. So just a few hours ago, you might have seen me live streaming earlier. I was outside a slaughterhouse, basically documenting and bearing witness to sheep being sent into a slaughterhouse. So I do lots of animal rights work, so please do subscribe for more updates. So Dusty's saying, you're so misinformed they aren't kept in barren conditions. Well, you know, show me your source that says they're not, because go to Animal Aid's website and go to the Greyhound section and you can see exactly all the investigative, can't even say that word, the investigation footage of exactly what happens in these conditions. We can see exactly what happens, the way they're kept, the way they're bred, and the way that they are raced. All that information is on the Animal Aid website and it's fully sourced. And you can go and see the stuff firsthand for yourself. You know, if you go to a Greyhound track, you'll see they have a freezer on the racetrack, and you'll see that dogs get injuries and get killed on these racetracks. So go and sign that petition and get Greyhound racing banned. It should not exist anymore. It should not exist anymore. It's archaic, it's barbaric, and it just doesn't need to happen anymore. So someone said, a man is incomplete without a dog in his house. What are you talking about? I mean, yes. You could rehome a Greyhound and have one as a companion animal that would live with you. But the problem is that these are dogs that are not kept in homes. These are dogs that are not kept in the conditions like you may have a pet or companion animal at home. These dogs are kept in, as I said, they are bred, they are kept in barren conditions, they are transported all over the country to be forced to race as quickly as possible, where they end up breaking their legs, they get twisted stomachs, they break their necks, and they ultimately get killed on these racetracks. They have a freezer at the side of a racetrack in case of an animal being killed on the track and dying from injuries. What other sport do you know has a freezer on the side of a racetrack? And you can look all this stuff up. As I said, go to Animal Aid's website, you can look at the Greyhound section, you can see all the facts and statistics yourself, or you can even look at the GBGB, the regulatory board for Greyhound racing. Even though it is self-regulated, they disclose all these stats and statistics as well. And this is where we've learned that 35,000 injuries happened to Greyhounds in 6 years. 35,000 injuries and 4,000 deaths. So on average, last year in 2024, one dog died every 3 days. One dog died every 3 days in England. So if you're an animal lover, then please go and sign that petition. Someone's put a load of shite, Alex Powell. Well, I don't know what you're talking about, because as I said, all this stuff is proven. It is statistical evidence from the GBGB, the regulatory board. This is stuff that Animal Aid have done investigations on. This stuff is, you know, show me your source that tells me it's not true, because this you can look up, you can Google it, find your own research. But the fact is that we know that Greyhounds are killed in this industry. Of course they're killed in this industry. Hey Aaron, thanks for being on the chat, and yeah, thanks if you're responding to comments as well. It's hard to keep up with all the comments, but appreciate you being here on the chat as well. And any other vegans that are in alignment with their values, you know, they're against dogs being exploited, but they're against other animals being exploited. So thanks for being on the chat, all the vegans. And if you can respond to any of the other comments above, you know, how people saying this is nonsense, that's absolutely brilliant if you can respond to them. As I said, you can look this up by the GBGB. This is the regulatory board, which is unfortunately self-regulated by the industry of Greyhound racing. So those statistics are going to be far, far lower than the reality, because they'll always try and underreport. But the fact is that, can we see your shoes? Are you wearing a belt? My shoes are vegan shoes. It literally says vegan on the back of them, and no, I'm not wearing a belt. But what the hell has my shoes and my belt got to do with Greyhound racing? Again, you're trying to deflect away from the matter that's being talked about. Maybe you feel uncomfortable about Greyhound racing. Maybe you feel uncomfortable about Greyhounds being killed on racetracks. The fact is you're trying to deflect away from the situation. You said you work with greyhounds and horses in racing, so what you're saying, sweet nonsense. So yeah, how many greyhounds and how many horses did you see die? How many greyhounds, you know, were living happily on sofas at home? Versus how many greyhounds were kept in, how many greyhounds got injuries, broken legs, fractures, broken necks, twisted stomachs? This is the reality. And this is why it's banned in so many countries. Only 9 countries have it legalized and licensed to do. If it was so okay, surely it would be happening all over the world. But the fact is we shouldn't exploit animals, no, regardless of how well they're treated, regardless of how well conditioned they're kept. You're literally using these animals, enslaving them and forcing them to race for your own profit and money. So you don't need to do it. Go to the video description and sign the petition. Hit the 3 dots in the video description, copy and paste the petition link into your browser and sign the petition. And if you don't want to do that, just go onto Google and type in "ban Greyhound racing England." Ban Greyhound racing England. And it's the official government petition. We need to get that number far, far higher so every single one of you in this group chat can help. So someone said, am I supposed to care? Why? I mean, do you not care that one greyhound every 3 days is killed in England because of betting, sport and gambling? Do you not care about dogs being killed? Don't care about other people, don't care about other animals? If you have any sort of compassion, if you have any sort of respect for animals, then you support this cause and go and sign that petition if you have any sort of respect. Someone's put, but why don't they just make it more safe? Is that not possible? So unfortunately, no, it's not possible to make it more safe because, again, these industries are unfortunately always pumped by profit and money. They need to breed the dogs to be as quick as possible, to race them for as quick as possible. They won't care about the injuries, they won't care about the death, they're just caring about the money that they bring in. So unfortunately, because of the nature of what's happening to them is unfortunately causing them injuries, causing them suffering and causing them deaths. This is a sport that is just totally unethical, immoral, and it's the fact that it's this exact mentality of we don't need to look at an animal or some other being and think, how can I profit from them? How can I use them for my own entertainment or for my own money? We should not have this mindset. We should have a mindset that we are on this earth with these dogs, with these other animals, and we should respect them. We should respect them and care for them, not exploit them, kill them, put dogs in freezers. How many of you would put a dog in a freezer? Seriously, how many of you would put a dog in a freezer? So someone put, going against the gambling industry is a losing game, it's not going to happen. So obviously the gambling industry is an absolute giant, but we do have a solution to this specific problem. A solution that Scotland have already going to implement, and same with Wales. They have both pledged to ban greyhound racing. England has to be next. England has to be next. So someone put, every greyhound has to be checked by a vet before each race. Even if that is the case, even if a vet does check every single greyhound before a race, that has got nothing to do with what happens on the racetrack. You know, a dog could be perfectly healthy before they race, they'll go and race, and during the race they'll end up fracturing a leg, breaking a leg, they'll end up twisting their stomach, breaking their neck, and end up in the freezer on the side of the racetrack. So that doesn't mean anything. Even if the vet does check the dogs beforehand, they'll still get killed. One dog died every 3 days on average in the UK. All this information is available on Animal Aid's website. Go to animalaid.org.uk and find the Greyhound racing section. It's a Greyhound campaign. And yeah, so someone's put, what about horses? So yeah, it's the same thing. We obviously want horse racing to be banned as well. There isn't a petition that's active at the moment, I don't think. If there is, please go and sign it. But in the same way, horse racing, these horses are bred into existence, trained from a very young age, forced to jump over fences where they'll break their necks and basically end up being killed, whether it's on the race course or sent to a slaughterhouse. So horse racing, greyhound racing, we know that the animals die on the racetracks, die from the injuries, and are discarded from the industry because they're seen as commodities, they're seen as products. And so if these animals end up being no longer used to the industry, they're just discarded, they're seen as a waste product. What about sailing? What about skiing? I mean, does sailing and skiing force animals to run around a track and die? And again, in this industry, these dogs are fed with cocaine, drugs, and other doping substances to make them run faster, to make they, are racing, to end up with severe injuries at the end of the race, 35,000 injuries in 6 years. Or worse, they end up dying, 4,000 deaths. So I'm Evo Squid. Thank you, Alex, for giving these dogs a happy home. Yeah, and like people behind me that have got, and would have rehomed these greyhounds. They would have rehomed them from this industry. So, you know, they do exist. So someone's put, where do I sign? So if you go to this video description to sign the petition, go to the video description of this live stream, and there's a link to the petition. Failing that, you can just go to Google and type in ban Greyhound Racing England. Go to Google and Google ban Greyhound Racing England, and it's the official government petition. It's the official petition on Gov's website, and you can go and sign that. We're on about 12,000 at the moment signatures. We need that number far higher. We need to get it to the level of seriousness that it needs to take. The same way that Scotland have taken it seriously, Wales have taken it seriously. It's time for England to step up and actually be serious as well. It's time for the sport to be completely abolished and banned. Someone's put Bournemouth. Yep, so this is in Bournemouth Town Centre. So behind me we've got lots of sort of activists and outreach happening, people holding placards. So please do sign that petition. So someone put they love to race. What they don't love is for their legs to be broken, their stomachs to be twisted, their necks to be broken, and they don't love being killed and then put in a freezer on the side of a racetrack. You know, greyhounds can run like any other dog can run out in a field, you know, in nice peaceful conditions, not conditions that are where they're bred to existence, kept in barren kennels and barren environments, forced to race around a racetrack in the name of sport, gambling, it's a blood sport, and then end up breaking their legs, twisting their stomachs, being doped with drugs. That is the difference between, you know, a companion animal that you might have sat on your sofa at home versus these industries. So who owns the dogs, bookies or public people? So in the industry, obviously, you have, like the horse racing industry, you have the trainers, you have the owners of these dogs, and you know they will basically put them forward submit them into the races. They are paid by the gambling industry. They're paid by, you know, the public support that are paying entry to the events. They're paid by the gambling industry that bet on it, which again happens in other countries. The other countries, particularly in Asia, apparently are actually gambling on the dogs in this country. So essentially, you could think that all these people in other countries are paying for greyhounds to die in this country. So again, please go to the video description and sign that petition. Someone's put, what about dogs used in medical experiments? So absolutely, we should not be using dogs for anything, especially also not for medical experiments. Why on earth are we testing on beagles in this country? Please look up MBR Acres and look up Camp Beagle. They've been campaigning outside MBR Acres for years, 24/7, trying to get these poor beagles that are bred into existence, trying to set them free. And a key thing is always to remember when we think about medical testing on other species. If we as humans, we consume chocolate, right? We can consume chocolate and it's absolutely fine to us. But if you have a dog, you may know that if you give chocolate to your dog, that is toxic, that is poisonous to them. If you give chocolate to your dog, that is poisonous to them. So why on earth are we testing on the same species to try and give us human-related solutions? We are different species and we know that's different species. Take the chocolate example. So why on earth would we test on other species when we have human-relevant science out there? Human-relevant science that doesn't use animals, that is far more accurate and doesn't enslave animals, test them and then kill them for experiments. So anyway, getting back to the topic of greyhound racing. So we are asking you, every single person on this stream, to go and sign the petition in this video description to the live stream. Go and sign the video description, the petition on the video description, ban greyhound racing. So Utop's put, I just looked up greyhound racing kennels, literally cages. Again, all of you, I urge you to do the same. Go and look at these industries. Go and look up Again, there's loads of resources on Animal Aid's website. They've got leaflets, materials, resources. But on their webpage, under the Greyhounds campaign, there is lots of information about it, but even if you just Google it, you can see the exact conditions they're kept in. They're kept in cages, they're kept in barren conditions. It is absolutely horrendous, and none of you would want to swap places with them. Someone's put Linda McCartney, sausages, vegan hot dogs, sorted. Absolutely, yeah, get vegan hot dogs. Thanks everyone for going to sign that petition. You know, so many of you have already done it, which is absolutely amazing, so thank you. But we need more and more. We need every single person on these live streams to go and sign that petition. And any other questions, please do put them in the comments. Someone said you take the vegan option like a normal person. I'm not sure what that comment means, but yeah, be vegan everyone. Live in alignment with your morals and your values. So someone put, why ban dog racing? So again, dogs are bred into existence, kept in barren conditions, transported all around the country in the name of racing. They are then forced to run on racetracks where their legs will get broken, they will break their necks, their stomachs will be twisted, and they ultimately will end up in a freezer at the side of a racetrack. So 35,000 injuries in 6 years, 4,000 deaths. Get to that point about carnivores in a minute, unless Aaron, you want to take that one. 4,000 deaths. So in last year, 2024 alone, one dog died every 3 days. One dog died every 3 days. And yeah, to the carnivore comment, we are carnivores, our bodies can't live without meat. Well, am I a ghost? Am I a ghost? Do I not exist because I don't eat meat? People in this live stream chat don't eat meat, so maybe we don't exist to you. Maybe you're just seeing straight through me. You're seeing a building behind me, but yeah, obviously we're not carnivores. That's just ludicrous. You can just Google that one. Yeah, our teeth, our intestines are far closer to herbivores. So please, everyone, double tap the screen, double tap this video and like this video. It gets shown to more and more people. And do subscribe to this channel as well. I do lots of live streaming events. Just a few hours ago, I was at a slaughterhouse documenting the animals, the sheep being taken to a slaughterhouse. So if you want to see more updates like this, please do subscribe and like this video. Oh, hey Laura, good to see you back. Laura's back just as there's carnivore comments. Perfect timing, Laura. You can join Aaron in the responses. So yes, we are obviously trying to still get every single person to sign this petition to stop greyhounds from being forced to race in this country. So greyhounds are subject to 35,000 injuries in 6 years, 4,000 deaths, one death every 3 days in England. One death every 3 days for these greyhounds. Bred into existence purely for racing, kept in barren conditions, in the name of a blood sport, a sport that is fueled up by people attending the events, but also the gambling industry, people betting on these greyhounds and horses all around the world. Other countries are basically paying for the dogs in this country to be killed. And if you're against that, go to the video description and sign the petition. You can have a change. We can't wait for other people to solve our problems. We have to all stand up as an individual and do as much as you can. Someone's put Galaxy or Cadbury. Vegan Galaxy I really like, but also the vegan Cadbury is good. So I'll go for the vegan Galaxy. So yeah, some people put in, you have dogs, like these dogs are not the same dogs that you have in your sofas at home. These dogs are not as lucky. So unfortunately, we have to speak up for these animals. Please do drop me any questions you have if you want more information on my Instagram, Alex Activism. Please drop me any questions that you may have and check out the video description again. Sign that petition, just Google ban greyhound racing and you can sign that petition. So let's do another poll. Should greyhound racing be banned? So, again, I did a poll of this earlier. Maybe that has changed, or if it's different now. Should greyhound racing be? Most greyhound races, there will be an injury, there will be a death. So please go and sign the petition. The link is in this video description. Go and sign it. So the votes are coming in. A slight more majority for no this time. So yeah, back to where it was. Oh yeah, lots of votes changing it around. So earlier it was about 58% yes. So again, nearly, yes, okay, interesting. So more people saying no. So for those of you that voted no, why not? Again, 35,000 injuries in 6 years, 4,000 deaths, 1 in 3 dog dies every year in this country. Google ban Greyhound racing England. Google ban Greyhound racing England and sign that petition. We need every single one of you to stand up for these poor dogs that are being raced to death essentially. Please do as much as you can. Drop me a message on Instagram, Alex Activism, subscribe to this channel, like this video. And thank you to everyone in the comments who has responded to other people. It's yeah, really, really supportive to have everyone on here. So yeah, thanks everyone, and see you soon, and please go and sign that petition.